All right, Wild fans, it's now your time on Hockey Day, Minnesota. So let's take it away with us. Let's play hockey.
Captains from Elk River and Stillwater who met earlier today at the Hankey Pit in Elk River. The Elks protected home ice with a win. The Minnesota Wild hoping to do the same here tonight as the 8th annual Hockey Day celebration caps with Minnesota hosting Dallas. Play in the Wild zone. Fontaine got it to the line. Stars able to hold as Goligoski sent it in. And the loose puck corralled by Matt Cook, who starts up the left wing for the Wild. Minnesota 5-1-1 all time on Hockey Day. This is the third time they've faced the Dallas Stars. Lost to them in a shootout in the inaugural Hockey Day back in 2007. And beat them here in St. Paul a couple of years ago, 5-2. Ryan Suter with it for the Wild. Reaches center ice and dumps it in. Pominville up the boards, could not hold the zone. The Stars come to center with Roussel. Pinched off the puck by Suter as he entered the Wild zone. Granlund with it. Slid it across for Marco Scandella. Scandella all the way across to Nino Niederreiter. Niederreiter pokes it by Jordy Ben. Tried to flip it behind. Pominville was there, but it's intercepted. And the Stars able to bank it up the boards. Roussel slides it ahead. And Daly blasts it into the Wild zone. Marco Scandella chips it ahead for Minnesota. Zucker overskated it for a moment. Lost it to Chiasson, who plays down low. Cole with a sharp angle shot. Kemper got a pad on it. Cleared to the line, but not out. Aaron Rome holds for Dallas. Prosser flips it around to the near side wall. Zucker couldn't get it out of the zone. Scandella off the glass and out to center.
This is the kind of pace already in this hockey game, Anthony, where either team wants to score first. They know that it's a light margin here for error and for winning. So these guys are definitely pushing the pace early, both teams. But right now, Dallas seems like the most desperate team.
Zucker pokes it ahead for Danny Heatley, who enters the Dallas zone. Slides to the corner. Charlie Coyle in for Minnesota. Tried to go back to Heatley, and it was broken up. And then Garbutt clears all the way down. It'll be icing against the Stars. Our Northland Ford starting goaltenders.
Well, Darcy Kuemper continues to get starts. Mike Yost says he's going to continue if he keeps playing like that, and why not? A 95 save percentage over his last 4 games, putting up some good numbers. Kari Lehtinen, I think he's a tremendous goalie. I've always liked him. Always liked his style. Not getting a ton of support in front of him, but he is giving them the best opportunity to try and get out of this little stretch that they're in.
Stars have taken the opposite turn that the Wild did at the first of the year. Minnesota lost their last 6 games of 2013, but they've won 6 of 8 here in the new year. Dallas just the opposite. They were 5-0-2 to cap the 2013 calendar year and have lost 7 of 8 since New Year's Day. Pominville brings it into the Dallas zone. Fires. It was deflected. Winds up in the corner. Granlund plays it in behind for Pominville. Pominville trying to gain some space. Got it to Granlund in the corner. Granlund bumped by Goligoski. Puck comes around to the near side. Niederreiter takes a heavy hit from Brendan Dillon. Granlund to Pominville in the circle. Slides it across for Brodin. Brodin with a shot that's tipped wide by Niederreiter. Goligoski flips it down into Minnesota territory. Icing waved off. And Ryan Suter has to pick it up for the Wild. Jonas Brodin at center. Skips by Brodziak. He still manages to poke it into the Dallas zone. Matt Cook delivers a check. Brodziak slides behind for Fontaine, who tried to break toward the slot. He was sandwiched. Brodziak recovers for Minnesota. Brodziak circles on the backhand, threw it right through the crease. Stars back to center ice. Jordy Ben dumps it into the Wild zone, but it's up and out of play. Coming up on tonight's Hockey Day Minnesota edition, Wild players will tell us about some of the most favorite memories they have from their time skating outdoors. We'll be joined live in the booth in the second period by Wild forward Zach Parisi. And in the third period, Minnesota hockey legend Lou Nanne will join us up here in the booth.
I think they had, last time Zach was up here, I think we had like a
3 goals in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 3-goal period for the Wild. So
chance we may have to have him hang around for a while.
Fine. We brought him back by popular demand.
Parisi continues his road to recovery for the Wild. He was back on the ice during morning skate today. Hoping to ramp it up soon. Veilleux with a shot. It was blocked. Chiasson carries to center for the Stars. Lost it at center ice to Keith Ballard, who plays it back in for Minnesota.
Interesting thing about Zach Parisi, you see him skating in the morning, sometimes alone before he skates with the team. And some of the drills he's doing, the power skating, the turns, it certainly looks like he's very close just by the way he's able to move. I know there's other issues to deal with, like getting his legs in shape.
Kemper deflects this one wide. Cole fires from the boards. It bounces into the corner. Clayton Stoner plays it up the wall. Garbutt unable to hold, and it's an offside whistle. Our Toyota key stat shows you just how prevalent Minnesota hockey players have been in the National Hockey League. 37 Minnesota-born players have played at least one game this year. 3 of them on the ice here tonight, with Goligoski for Dallas, Ballard and Prosser for Minnesota.
You know, and Lou Nanne, as we mentioned, is joining us in the third and high school hockey tournament. So many of those players have come up through that and played through that. A big part of their development. We'll talk to Lou Nanne about that in the third period because, of course, Lou has been a big part of that as well.
3 guys in tonight's game. Prosser is the only one whose team reached the tournament during his career. What a save by Kemper, sliding across to Rob Ray Whitney. Niederreiter carries back to neutral ice. He's taken down, and the Stars are back in. Whitney tried to center. It deflects on goal, and Kemper got a piece of it. Dustin Jeffrey in the corner. Trying to work free from Granlund. Leaves it along the wall. Played back down low by Horkoff, and Ballard picks it up. Ballard from Baudette. His team never reached the tourney. Neither did Grand Rapids during the career of Alex Goligoski. Although he did reach the XL Energy Center at the pinnacle of his collegiate career, winning one of his 2 NCAA titles. Playing in the NCAA tournament with the Minnesota Gophers. Godin works to the middle as his shot deflect, and it's picked up by Sagan. Ballard won a couple of NCAA titles, including one here in this building. Suter's long pass out of the reach of Cook, and this will be icing against Minnesota in a face-off back in the Wild zone.
As we mentioned, Dallas is a little bit of a desperate team, and they're going to press hard early here. And Kemper, when you get a goaltender that's this big but has the reflexes of a small goaltender, now these are the results you get. Look at that feed right back to the slot, and Whitney is a sneaky guy. He's a 40-something, believe it or not. Ray Whitney is still playing in the National Hockey League, gets off a very good shot, and boy, did Kemper react well, knocking that one down with his glove.
Matt Cook at center ice. Gets the puck into Dallas territory, and the Wild get a change. Minnesota still looking for their first shot on goal. We're just over 6 minutes in. Daly plays it ahead. Ben carries into the Wild zone. Chiasson with a shot. Kemper with a save. Rebound loose, and Kemper smothers. When we return, Jamie Hirsch takes us down memory lane as Wild players share some of their outdoor hockey memories. That's next on Hockey Day Minnesota.
Throw your sticks in the middle and pick a team. If there's 20 guys, throw your sticks in the middle and pick teams. And everybody's playing, everyone's doing their own thing. It's, you know, there's no structure, there's no drills. You're learning how to make plays.
Come home from school, that'd be the first thing me and my brothers and all our friends would do is we'd shovel off the rink and start playing. So just really good memories, and I want my kid to experience that same type of childhood.
It was always school, back from school, and then right down to the pond until it got dark. It was, that's just the way we grew up, and it was on the pond until we go to practice, and we go to practice, and then that's, I guess, for a kid that loves hockey, that was the best situation.
Whenever you wanted to pick up game, it wasn't even a question where you go, it was down the pit. All the kids were down there. I mean, there was 40 kids down there ready to, you know, play any kind of game you wanted, and, you know, it's just kind of a, you know, kind of a dream setting down in an actual pit. And
what a great great day it's been so far for Hockey Day Minnesota. And obviously, guys, the Wild hoping to cap it off with a win.
Erik Haula is in. Scores! First in the NHL.
He may be centering that fourth line, but those are the hands of a scorer. What a great play as he chips it by the defender and then goes on a race. Quick little rifle shot by the blocker of Lettinen. And Haula has his first in the National Hockey League. So many lines have contributed here over this last stretch, with the Wild winning 6 of their last 8. Every line has contributed. And now Haula has added to that as well.
Haula scored 42 goals as a Minnesota Gopher, 124 career points. And now he owns 1 in the National Hockey League. 1-0 Minnesota on an unassisted goal for Erik Haula. First shot on goal for the Wild winds up in the back of the net. Stars control at neutral ice. Aaron Rome back in his own zone. Across to Gonchar. Tipped into the Minnesota zone by Horcoff, but the Wild quickly turn it back the other way.
So important when a goaltender plays the puck just like Kemper did. Instead of sweeping it to the corner, he went tape to Clayton Stoner. Stoner was able to wheel that right back out of the zone. So Kemper is offering so many things. The puck-stopping ability, of course, but when you have a puck-playing goaltender, it alleviates pressure on the defenders. And if he'd have dumped that in the corner, Clayton Stoner would have had a guy bearing down on him. Instead, puts it on his tape, does a quick reverse back up the boards, and the puck's out of the zone.
Wild win the draw. Cook gloves and drops at the Dallas line. Brodziak sends it down low. Cook battles there with Dillon in the corner. Sagan whips it across for Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn, the forward. Jordy Benn, the defenseman. Brothers for the Dallas Stars. Jamie, their second leading scorer with 40 points coming in. Sagan carries into the Minnesota zone. Forced to the outside by Brodin, who then intercepts his pass. Takes a strange bounce off the glass. Suter ahead to Fontaine and now to Matt Cook. Cook back to Fontaine. Couldn't handle it cleanly as he broke for the net. Matt Cook withstands a check. Still after it in the corner. To the line. Prosser holds to Scandella. Scandella fakes the shot, then sent it wide. Prosser sends one toward the net. That's intercepted by Benn. And Jamie Benn flips it out to neutral ice. Knocked out of the air by Scandella. But then Daly plays it into the Wild zone. Scandella's hit tied up. Roussel in after the puck. Antoine Roussel trying to dig it free from the feet of Charlie Coyle. Wild got it to the line. Roussel played it with a high stick, but then it's waved off as the Wild touch next. Eakin tried to center. Kemper down, and he smothers for a whistle.
Haula's goal showed great speed. You got to finish, but look at the work here. It's blocked, chips it by the D-man, chips it by the defender, and then he just outlegs everybody. Shows speed, shows poise and patience with the puck, and he shows some finish as well.
Wild, like most teams in the National Hockey League, very good when playing from in front. 18-4-2 for Minnesota so far this year. Haula wins the draw. Mitchell to Veilleux, and they'll call it a hand pass. Faceoff will come back just outside the Wild blue line. Unfortunately, it negated a 3-on-2 for the Wild.
We mentioned before that Haula is a player that might be also playing out of position. He's being asked to play in a role that may not be customary for him, but he's done a very good job at that. Has to play more of the defensive side of the puck, so it's great to see him get rewarded offensively.
A couple of face-off wins on this shift for the Wild rookie. Veilleux tips it in. Mitchell shoves Rome up against the wall. Stoner hustles over to play it for Minnesota. Stoner again tonight, playing on his offhand at the blue line. A rough shot defender playing at the right point. Minnesota has only one right shot defenseman among their 6 in the lineup tonight. That's Nate Prosser. Stars are offside, a second away from the halfway point of the first period.
What I like about the Wild lineup right now is, despite missing some key components, they seem to be fairly level in terms of the energy and the power in every one of their lines. They can put so many lines out there that can give you a two-way hockey. And that's why they've come up and from a defensive side of the puck, turned things back the other way and found a way to score. Every line contributing here over this stretch.
Niederreiter plays it in. Dillon around to the far side, then takes the return pass. Brendan Dillon, watched by Pominville as he sets up behind the Dallas goal. Dillon still waiting. Then tries the long lead pass. It was kicked by Prosser. Winds up right on the stick of Horkoff. Jeffrey shot deflects to the corner. Whitney throws a check. Scandella comes away with the puck. Tipped it ahead. It bounces out to center ice. Granlund tried to force it into the Dallas zone. Niederreiter did for just a moment. Stars play it back, and Sagan scoops it up at full speed, fires, and a pad save by Kemper. Kemper looks sharp early. He's been busy here in the first period.
He's had to look sharp. There's been some key shots here by Dallas.
Sagan shot deflects off the end glass. Stars have outshot the Wild 8-1, but Eric Haula has Minnesota in front 1-0. Brodin taps ahead to Brodziak. Carries to the Dallas line, works his way around to check. Sagan tried to give a stick to Ben. He couldn't do it. The puck is loose. Wild defenseman, or Dallas defenseman rather, playing without a stick. Brodin holds. Now Ben has it back. Play comes in behind the Dallas goal. Daly pushes ahead on the wing for Peverly. Peverly reaches center ice and dumps it into the Minnesota zone. Ryan Suter back to pick it up for the Wild. Suter's pass finds Zucker. Zucker threw it to an open wing. Heatley able to recover in the corner. Zucker fighting off a check. Heatley plays to the point. Scandella to Prosser. Prosser's long shot tipped by Zucker. They have gotten through. Charlie Coyle back to Zucker. Drops to the point. Scandella fanned on it. Got it back. His next shot is blocked by Roussel.
Zucker tried to improve his angle. He loses the puck by doing it.
Good shift for Zucker, Heatley, and Coyle. Coyle in behind the net. Heatley setting up out front. Zucker has it behind. Tries the wraparound and jammed it. Actually missed the wraparound on the short side. Then it's passed to Coyle, and Coyle couldn't handle it cleanly. Great shift for Jason Zucker, and Scandella delivers a big hit on Roussel. Charlie Coyle back for the Wild. Reaches center ice and rings it in. Wild want to change. Alex Goligoski is there. Drops back for Dillon. Back to Goligoski, and now Dillon with it. Dillon's pass at center ice. Garbutt tips it into the Minnesota zone. Slams Ballard face first into the boards. Vernon Fiddler trying to escape in the corner. He's tied up by Stoner. Stoner pokes the puck ahead, and the Wild are at center. And it'll be a hand pass whistled against the Stars. First goal of the National Hockey League for Eric Haula, and the Wild lead the Stars 1-0. Who needs a big screen TV? We'll head to Northeast Minneapolis, home of Wild season ticket holders Dina and Sean. They've gathered a group of friends to watch the Wild game on their homemade snow wall. The wall is 7 feet tall and 12 feet wide, and they had a great view of Eric Haula's first National Hockey League goal.
Well, flat screens have come a long way in the last few years. It's going to save people a lot of money if they can just build one.
I think you'd have to define that as anything but flat. A snow wall. Only in Minnesota. Stars on the attack. Stoner tips it. There's a penalty coming against Minnesota, and the Wild will be shorthanded.
Well, Kemper had to be very sharp on that one. I know that Clayton Stoner was trying to clear to the corner.
Minnesota 22, 2 minutes for hooking.
Chasing a little bit there, and Niederreiter gets too much with the stick. Gets in there and just, this is a kind of play right here that he makes. A few years ago, that would have been a good play, a good defensive play. Lock up your guy, take him to the net. You can't wrap your stick around a guy anymore. They all know that. Niederreiter knows that. But he did it anyway, and he goes to the box. Big kill here for the Wild.
Dallas has not been good on the power play lately. They've been controlling the flow here in the first period tonight. Cole to Goligoski. Long shot was deflected out front. Scandella able to clear for Minnesota. Wild much better on the kill lately. 87% over their last 11 games. 27 out of 31.
Well, don't be as shocked that it's been goaltending that's getting them there. A couple of big saves already by Kemper, and he's making a lot of these very tough shots look like easy saves, and they're not.
Good puck movement for the Stars, but it fails to click, and the Wild able to clear. Prosser sends it deep into the Dallas zone. 1:15 left in the Stars power play. Goligoski waits for a line change to complete. At center ice. Pass for Whitney was off the mark, and it forced it offside. And we had a neutral zone faceoff exactly halfway through the Dallas power play.
Now, you mentioned some of the penalty kill numbers. As the old saying goes, your best penalty killer needs to be your goaltender. Mike Yeo has said time and time again, at the end of the day, I need a save. I need my goaltender to make a save for me, or even more than one. And they've been getting it. Darcy Kemper himself, 95 save percentage over the last 4 that he's played. But for the Wild as a team, in their last 8, 94 save percentage combined with their goaltenders. So they're getting the saves. That's why you get the wins. It goes hand in hand.
Brodziak will take this shorthanded draw against Beverly. Dallas just 3 for 23 on the power play over their last 7. 29th in the National Hockey League for the year at just 13%. Beverly holds. Gonchar was tied up along the wall. Whitney winds and didn't get much of it. Beacon joins the fight in the corner. Matt Cook pokes it away. His pass hit Brodziak in the skate, but Cook recovers and is able to clear it. Deflected up and hit Brodziak. In fact, it's going to be a high sticking call. They'll check for blood. The puck hit Brodziak, and then as Dallas tried to clear, it was a high stick, and it looks like it might be more than 2 minutes as they inspect the face of Kyle Brodziak.
Wow, they're going to ring him up here. And
Dallas number 10, 4 minutes for high sticking.
they give him a double minor, and take a look at it here. Ooh, yeah, he did swing back and hit him, and I don't think the puck hit him at all. This was the follow through with Horkoff's stick there, and you could tell very inadvertent, but nevertheless you have to have control of your stick. And so Brodziak taking care of that eyelid.
4 on 4 for 23 seconds, and then the Wild onto the power play.
For high sticking, tap the penalty 15-26. Horkoff of the Stars, double minor for
Jonas
high sticking,
Brodin
26.
lugs it to center for Minnesota. Wraps it in. Pominville kicks it in behind for Granlund rather. He was tied up by Daly on the play. Pominville and Granlund up front for Minnesota. Suter and Brodin at the points, and Minnesota's now on the power play. Niederreiter is back. And the Wild complete a change. Heatley joins the forward group for the Wild. Granlund to Heatley. Flips it in. Granlund recovers. Out to the point for Pominville. Bit of a change on this power play unit with Niederreiter now out front rather than Charlie Coyle. Granlund works to the corner. Back to the point for Suter. Suter to Pominville. Pominville waits to Granlund. Granlund centers, and Heatley's redirect was blocked. Stars able to clear. Kemper stops it and will leave it behind the net for Ryan Suter.
While trying to find the options that are there instead of trying to force a pass. Instead of going back to the point, they went cross ice, almost worked. Danny Heatley working the middle of the ice.
Suter plays to the far point. Pominville's there. Niederreiter leaves in the corner for Granlund, who tried to center. Heatley pinned by Jamie Benn. Stars able to clear. Kemper has to play it behind the net for Pominville as Minnesota changes, nearing the halfway point of the 4-minute minor penalty. Charlie Coyle to Fontaine, who dumps it in. It bounces in. Lettman will clear himself.
Well, goaltenders are playing pitch and catch now. Both puck-moving goaltenders are not allowing defenders to get to the puck.
Brodin to Coyle. Zucker taps it ahead. Coyle hit by Goligoski. Coyle back out to the point for Brodin. Quickly across to Ballard. Tried to go back to Brodin, and it was tipped and intercepted. Nearly a 2-on-1 shorthanded for Dallas, but the bouncing puck handcuffed Peverley. Zucker throws it back into his own zone for Brodin. And the Wild set up again. Just under a minute and a half left in the Wild power play. Coyle for Zucker. Banks it off the wall. And the Stars able to clear. Wild go back to the top power play group. 70 seconds left in the man advantage. Suter starts out for Minnesota. To Granlund. And now Heatley. Heatley has it poke checked away. Nice play by Granlund to keep it alive. Out to Suter. Takes the return pass from Pominville. Granlund. Backside. And Pominville flipped it over the top of the goal.
Pominville, a righty.
Heatley tried to go back to Pominville. Granlund able to keep the play alive again. Suter pinches to hold. Granlund pushes it out to the point for Ryan Suter. To Granlund along the wall. Granlund back to Suter. Less than a half minute in the power play. Pominville fires, tipped by Heatley, and up and out of play. Our CenturyLink link to what's next coming up in our first intermission. We'll have some of your Hockey Day tweets. We'll hear from assistant coach and former Mr. Hockey, Darby Hendrickson. And Jamie Hirsch will chat with Eric Haula, who has his first National Hockey League goal tonight. Neutral zone draw, 19 seconds left in the Wild power play. Brodziak with it. Scandella waits for the carom. Blasts it in. Fontaine scoops it up along the wall. Finds Matt Cook in the corner. Out to the point for Brodin. Brodin fires. And it was deflected. It's caught underneath Fontaine. The Stars are at full strength. 3-on-3 at the Minnesota line. A centering pass for Peverley broken up, and Matt Cook is back. Wild failed to get an official shot on goal during a 3.5-minute power play. Jordy Benn. Horkoff at center. Had it poked away by Pominville. 10 seconds left in the period. Keith Ballard backpedals into his own zone. And this will bring us to the end of the first period with the Wild on top of the Stars, 1-0.
Well, the Stars had the better of the chances. They had more of the chances, but the Wild come out on top in that period with Eric Haula's first National Hockey League goal.
Menard's game reset. Darcy Kemper making his 4th consecutive start for the Wild, and solid again, 9 saves in this opening period.
Fans, please welcome tonight's
Your tweets on Hockey Day Minnesota. Darby Hendrickson, a former Mr. Hockey winner from Richfield. And up next, Jamie Hirsch with Eric Haula, who now owns a National Hockey League goal.
Welcome back to downtown St. Paul, where the Wild lead at 1-0 over the Stars after one. I'm Jamie Hirsch, pleased to be joined by Wild assistant coach Darby Hendrickson. Darby, the Stars lead in shots on goal. They had more chances that period, but how do you have the lead? What was the message in there as far as keeping the intensity going on offense this period?
Nice to get a goal for sure, where you get some positive momentum there, but I think we can execute better, and just the mentality of getting their zone. We had the one shift with Coyle and Zucker and Heatley, and if we can get zone time down there and work their D down low, that's a big part of our game plan, and hopefully funnel pucks in there and get some dirty rebound goals.
As you know, we are celebrating Hockey Day in Minnesota. I know you're focused on the game, but as a Minnesota boy yourself, can you appreciate the sentiment behind this day?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's all the outdoor games and all the people and all the memories, but just the people, the culture of the people in hockey in Minnesota and everywhere that you meet is special, and this day celebrates that, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Thanks for the time. Good luck in the period.
Thank you, Jamie.
Now we send it upstairs to Anthony and Mike, who are joined by a very special guest.
Player that Wild fans would much prefer to see wearing that number 11 sweater than the jacket and tie, but we're pleased to have him with us. Zach Parise, thanks for joining us again tonight.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully we can get some luck again.
Well, it worked out last time. 3 goals in about 10 minutes. An interesting first period, and a first period that has been something normal for the Wild lately, but most importantly, let's talk about your rehab process. This is the 13th game now that you've missed for Minnesota. How's it coming? You're back on the ice. Are you feeling closer to returning?
I think so. I think the best part about it has been each day has been getting better. It's been less and less sore, and trying to get a little more intensity in the skating, and so far it's been pretty good.
Zach, you know, from the time that we first saw you on the ice, even skating alone with a trainer or someone like that, it seems like you're right back there. And I know that's a quick glance. There's obviously a lot of nuances to your game and the turning and the power turns and everything, but it certainly looks from here that you're very, very close.
I hope so. That's good to hear. I think the first day I was pretty hesitant, and even the second day, and the other day at St. Thomas wasn't feeling that great, so I came out with Andy Ness this morning again and tried to fine-tune some things, and it's getting better.
Is it more of a balance thing, or maybe leg strength, or what is it for you right now?
It's a little bit of balance, and I felt sometimes you just don't even notice it, but you're favoring your healthy foot, or I was favoring my healthy foot, and I didn't even notice it, and all of a sudden I couldn't do some transition things, and I had to take care of that.
Wild trying to get the forecheck going. First period, Dallas outshot Minnesota 9-3. In the last 8 games, the Wild have been outshot 84-45 in the first period, yet have outscored their opponents 5-3. Is that something that would start to concern you, or is it a confidence that this team is developing, spending more time in their defensive zone?
It's a funny game like that. I think we'd all agree we'd like to spend a little more time in the offensive zone, and we had a couple of good long shifts in the first period there and got a couple of good chances. But ideally, we'd like to put the puck on the other side.
How much fun has it been watching what Darcy Kuemper has done here, especially when you look back to his first couple of games this year where he struggled a little bit, and now he's come back out in these last few games and really backstopped the Wild to some good games.
Well, it was tough to see earlier in the season just a couple of the struggles he had. And from what I heard, he went down to Iowa and had some great games down there, worked on his game, and now he's been unbelievable since he's been here helping out in the relief of Hart, Josh, and Backstrom.
Kuemper was number 2 in the American Hockey League in save percentage this year. You can see why with the way he's played lately. As Mike mentioned earlier, a save percentage over 95 in his last 4 starts. Mitchell plays in behind for Ryan Suter. Got it up the wall, and Haula has it for Minnesota. Eric Haula with his first National Hockey League goal tonight. Always an exciting time to see a player achieve that milestone.
It really is, and we've all been through it, and I remember how excited I was when I got my first one, and it's such a special feeling, number 1, to get here, but then number 2, to produce when you're here.
Wild able to clear, and Dallas will go back to retrieve with Goligoski.
He's in kind of a different situation, too, because he may be more of an offensive guy, or maybe a guy who has more of a mindset like that, but he's playing a fourth-line role, so obviously a little bit more difficult for him to find a lot of offense, isn't it?
It's tough. I remember when I came in my first year, I was playing fourth line, playing 5, 6, 7 minutes, healthy scratch, and you got to go through it. That's the way it is. It's not an easy league to crack the lineup in.
Whitney sends down low. Goligoski tips. A backhander hit the side of the net. Kemper hugging the post. And the loose puck finally picked up by Charlie Coyle, who flips it out. The theme of the day today is celebrating hockey at all levels. And I know we talked during the week about the different roles that outdoor ice and pond hockey or street hockey had played in different players' lives. What stands out most to you when you look back on the unstructured time you spent on local rinks or ponds?
I always remember after school, my dad would he'd come down, we'd shovel the pond, and right when we got back from school, we were playing down there until dinner, and then once you're done eating dinner, go back. We had some lights down there. We'd put the car lights on, showing on the pond, and so just like every kid in Minnesota, you grew up out there playing on the rinks.
What kind of skills can you develop there that you may not be able to develop if you do the really structured practices that we see so much these days with kids?
Well, I was pretty lucky to have a father that played in the league, and even though it's at a young age, but he can teach you a lot of different things that parents that don't have that experience can, and so whether we were working on stuff or not, I think just handling the puck and playing one-on-one with him, I think that helped me so much.
Face-off here coming in the Minnesota zone. Well, and you have a couple of additions to your family that are just a couple of weeks along, so you've got a few years before they're involved in hockey, but have you already started to think about how much fun it might be to watch your own children play?
It'd be unbelievable. It's fun when you see the other guys in the team bring their kids into the locker room and bring them on the ice, and I remember doing that when my dad was still involved with the North Stars, going to the rink and hanging around the locker room. So to be able to share that with your kids has got to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to that.
Jonas Brodin plays it ahead for Brodziak. Brodziak fires, saved by Letton, and he bobbles for a minute and then holds. So obviously the North Stars left when you were still young, but you have vivid memories of being a North Star fan.
I do. I grew up loving the North Stars. We went to the games all the time. We went to their last game. We went when they blew up the Met Center, so I was a diehard fan.
Does it still feel somewhat strange to watch the Stars play now as an opposing team?
It is a little weird, just because I guess in some respects that's a team that I grew up watching, and so to now be playing against them and have them wearing a different logo, it's a little different.
Draw again will come here in the Dallas zone. Charlie Coyle on the draw for Minnesota. As you've watched some of these lines develop, and I know that you obviously are watching the game a little bit differently, and nobody knows exactly how Mike Yeo will reshuffle the deck when he has all of the cards back, when you're back in the lineup, when Mikko's back. But as you watch the way these lines have developed over the last couple games, it's remarkable how the chemistry seems to be building. What stands out most to you as you've watched these different combinations seem to start to find their game?
I mean, you know what? It's been different lines developing chemistry at different times. And, for example, this line was hot really early, and I think they're having a really good game tonight. And when they haven't been on, Granlund's line has been really good. And when they haven't been on, Brodziak's line's been really good. And now we get a goal from our fourth line tonight. So that's been the best part, is just they're going at different rates, but when you feel like one is not going well, another line is picking it up for them.
And some of that, also the fact that really it's tough to key on any one of them. They're fairly evenly spaced out lines in terms of skills and then their diversity in each line.
They're all doing a good job. They're working hard, and I think they're getting better and they're getting more familiar with each other. And I think that's something that all the fans have to be happy about, is just these young players that we have in the lineup right now, and how their development is really, really accelerating.
Certainly leads for some potential excitement when all of a sudden all the pieces are back in place. And it looks like a team that could be developing a little more scoring depth. Whitney carries in for Dallas. Tries to escape Stoner, and then his shot is kicked to the side by Kemper. Foster plays around behind for Stoner, who relays it up the boards. It deflects out to center ice. You've obviously been a part of teams earlier in your career where you were on the other side, where you were one of the guys playing while others were injured, and you were waiting for them to return. Have you seen that happen where all of a sudden a couple of guys, because of extra opportunity, then emerged and the team became stronger because of it?
Yeah, it reminds me of my last year in New Jersey. We had Travis Zajac go down before the season even started, and that opened up a spot for Adam Henrique. And all of a sudden, he was a Calder finalist. And I don't even know if he would have started the year that had Travis been in the league, been healthy. I don't know if he would have started the league the year on our team, and it gives him an opportunity. All of a sudden, he has a great year, and he has a great playoff, and now he's an established player. But it's about getting the opportunities, and then when you do, you got to take advantage.
I think some of those also have to do with the fact that some guys are playing out of their typical roles or playing more minutes in more key situations than they're used to.
Yeah, they are, and that gives them confidence too. All of a sudden, they're getting some touches on the power play, and even from a coaching staff standpoint, they're probably thinking, "Oh, I didn't know he could do that." And he gives himself an opportunity, and he's on the power play regularly.
Suter's shot deflects out of play. It's the Wild 1 and the Stars 0.
It's a huge honor. Whenever you get to wear the U.S. jersey, it's a huge honor, and you just are really excited to be able to be one of the guys to go.
Ryan Suter talking about the opportunity to represent Team USA in the upcoming Sochi Olympics. Fontaine with a shot right out and a save by Lehtinen. The man with us in the booth will be another wearing the red, white, and blue, Zach Parisi, part of the silver medal winning team in Vancouver 4 years ago. Those Olympics just around the corner as the Wild come back to center. And there's certainly a feel within the Minnesota Wild roster. You've got 5 players who will be representing their respective country, but there's also a Minnesota feel that will be present on Team USA. 8 players from the state of hockey that will be a part of that. Is it something through which all of you take some pride that there are this many guys from your home state?
Yeah, of course we do. And we, even in the summer, there was a handful more that got invited to the Olympic camp. So they're doing a lot of right things at the youth levels and in developing these guys.
I saw a set of gloves down there with your name on them. Have you seen them yet?
Yeah, I saw them. I got to break those in.
Does it kind of make you excited when you see the gear start to show up?
Yeah.
And it's got the USA colors on it?
Yeah, you start to know. You start to realize it's a little closer than you think. And I got to break those in pretty soon here.
Now, equipment's so much better these days, but how long is it going to take you till you get the kind of feel in the gloves, for instance, that you're going to feel comfortable with?
It'll take 3-4 practices. Hopefully Chuck doesn't mind if I wear them out there with the guys, and hopefully Mikko doesn't mind, more importantly.
I didn't see any Finnish colors in the locker room.
But I was hiding them.
Cole tries to center, whacks one out of the air and sent it just wide. And I know we've talked about this before, but it's going to be different when all of a sudden you and Mikko Koivu are on opposing teams rather than playing on the same line here in Minnesota. And it has to be a bit of a strange dynamic.
It is at first, but in all reality, once you start playing, I know athletes talk about all the time, once you start playing, it doesn't matter. You do whatever you got to do to win the game. And I know that Mikko's not going to skate by me when I have the puck, and I'm not going to do the same to him.
Neither one of you is allowed to go near each other's feet, all right? Let's make that rule right now.
We'll agree on that.
Stars with it at center. Whitney into the Minnesota zone. Got it to Horkoff, who spins away from a check. And a long shot tipped out front. Kemper continues to shine for Minnesota in the net as he stops Horkoff on the rebound.
I'm telling you, he's making saves look easy here. There's been a lot of high-quality chances by Dallas. Pucks coming through crowds, some deflections, quick little releases, and he continues to knock them down.
Whitney didn't get all of it, and it deflects wide. Ballard clears to the far wall. Dillon holds. Finally, Veilleux with it for Minnesota, but he couldn't clear. And another chance is blocked by Stoner. When I've watched the way that during even different practice drills, you guys will start to compete. And obviously it's a compete level that doesn't include heavy body checks like the Olympics might. But nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose when you play 3-on-3 at practice.
No, so you can only imagine when there's a medal on the line. No one wants to get scored on in practice here, and it's only going to be ramped up more over there.
Long shift in the defensive zone for Minnesota, and Eric Howell is playing without a stick. Dillon with it for Dallas. Plays across to Whitney, who just does hold the zone. Goligoski in the middle. Shot that deflects wide, controlled by Dillon. Back out to Goligoski. Whitney winds and fires. It hit a skate on the way. Howell kicks it to the line, but couldn't get it out. Goligoski holds, and another chance goes wide. Rebound finally caroms out of the zone. Howell races to the bench, but the Wild can't get a full change. Dillon's back in for the Stars.
Zach, such a tough situation. What do you do when you lose a stick like that? Is it just body position after that point?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a believer sometimes in just if you break your stick, go right to the bench and get a new one. I mean, you might play for 5 seconds short-handed, but it's better than 30 seconds and then just snap it around. You're helpless without a stick.
Now the Wild will finish their change as Keith Ballard goes back to pick it up for Minnesota. Past the halfway point of the second period, Eric Howell's first period goal still standing. Do you have a chance to watch any of the earlier games as a part of the Hockey Day coverage today?
I saw this morning the Cloquet outdoor game. I don't know who they were playing.
Against Rochester Lord?
Yeah, I saw the Lumberjacks this morning, but that was it. I didn't see how the game turned out.
Well, all the scoring in the third period. Cloquet beat them 4-1. Elk River protected home ice with a win over Stillwater. The Gophers with a victory at home to complete a sweep of Ohio State. Wawrzyk in the corner. Tried to drop it back to the point. It's intercepted by Sagan, who plays it out to center ice. A chance for Granlund, but he just bobbled the pass on the way in.
He was all alone, and he was gone. He gets that in stride. Nobody was going to catch him.
Scrum in the corner. You've had now a year and a half to experience playing in front of these Minnesota fans. What are your thoughts on their role in the Minnesota Wild franchise, maybe how they compare to the fans you had in New Jersey?
It's different when you're playing here. I think towards the end when I was in New Jersey, the fans were really starting to become really passionate about the team. And
Stars score on the rebound here. Kemper made the initial save. But Ryan Suter was tangled up out front, and on the rebound, Garbutt bangs it by Kemper, and Dallas has tied the game.
Well, Dallas has kept it pretty simple, throwing pucks at the net and going for rebounds, and Kemper's done a very good job of mitigating those rebounds, but this one kind of gets away on them, and they don't pick up a man driving in there for the rebound, and it's a quick little turnaround and a quick little change there. Boy, how games turn on a dime here. He had Granlund at one end, who by rights should have had a breakaway, and who knows what happened there. But then, of course, back down at this end, Garbutt gets the game tied up.
Mike Gill has taken his timeout to try and settle things down. His timeouts are very short. How valuable can they be? How valuable can a quick 30 seconds from your head coach be to stem the tide?
Sometimes it's good to just get the guys to relax a little bit and maybe give a couple pointers on what we could do differently. And maybe take some momentum away from the other team, because it looks like Dallas has really picked up their game in the second period here.
Garbutt from Fiddler to tie it for Dallas. And now that very important response shift. First shift after a goal. And Mike Gill will go with the Coyle, Zucker, Heatley line. Zucker plays it in. A couple of weeks into parenthood, Zach, what's it been like?
It's been amazing. It's there's no question we've been busy. We've been getting some help, but it's the greatest thing. It's like I said earlier, you hear people talk about it and what it's like, but until you do it yourself, until you see it happen, there's nothing better than it.
Did you have any daddy classes or anything like that, or any tips or any pointers by anybody? Because obviously you got these two little beings there, and now you have to do things for them. So
it's kind of, and people have said this too. It's kind of, you figure it out. You learn as you go, and I think we're doing that. We did actually go to a class with the Mitchells earlier a few months ago. Yeah. Try to see what you're in for, but I don't think you can do as many classes as you want, but until you get there, it's hard to prepare.
Well, you probably had to have your breathing right during the birth, right?
I was
not to hyperventilate.
She was keeping me alive, though.
Women are a heck of a lot stronger than men, I'll tell you that much.
Stars control here at center ice. Jordy Ben takes a return pass and starts back through neutral. Foster had Roussel tied up at the Minnesota line, and the Stars dump it in. Inside 7 minutes left in the second period. Stars have tied it at 1. Collision behind the play between Eakin and one of the referees. Drew a bit of a roar from the crowd. Jordy Ben for Dallas plays it ahead. It's tipped out by Eakin. Suter and Brodin back to picking up for Minnesota. It's Ryan Suter that starts out. What's the schedule for the trip to Sochi? You leave and have 1 day prior to competition?
I think that's what the plan is. We're flying out to Newark, hopping on all of the NHLPA got 3 or 4 charters.
A turnover and a chance for Cook. Save Lettman. Cook still with another rebound. Lettman's out of position, but Cook can't find anybody out front. Brodin plays down low for Mitchell. Mitchell with it again. Drops it back to the point for Suter. And a long way, scores!
I'm telling you, there's a sixth sense. Ryan Suter only does that when Zach's up here in the booth. I think he knows his buddy's watching. Oh, boy. And once again, it's not a laser beam by any means. It's just well placed through a screen. Good feed there by Mitchell, and it just heads up and see where we can put this. It might have caught someone in front, but not a very hard shot, but just one that had some eyes there. Lettman certainly reacted like a goaltender that was screened.
Well, he sure looks like a guy who just scored a goal, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a calm demeanor all the way around, doesn't he?
Never shows any emotion.
Ryan Suter's first career hat trick started with Zach in the booth with us earlier this season. He scored the first 2 goals on his way to the hat. And tonight he's added another. They'll review it to make sure, but it appears that the Wild will have a 2-1 lead. So the U.S. team meets in Newark, or all the Olympians from all different countries all convene and travel together?
All the Olympian hockey players are going to meet in Newark, and we've arranged 3 or 4 charter flights. And I think we get there on Saturday, and we all head over there on Sunday together.
This shot looks like if it caught anybody, it would be one of the Dallas Stars players. So it wouldn't matter if it was a high stick. It wasn't anyway.
After further review, the call on the ice stand, good goal.
Well, you get to celebrate twice when they do that.
Yeah, now that's what he was waiting for. Now he'll celebrate.
Yeah. As long as they pull it into the affirmative, you get 2 celebrations. The Wild with a good response there. And you talk about using a timeout properly. Well, the Wild did kind of spin it back around very quickly.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. We got a little offensive zone time right after the timeout.
Granlund hit by Garbutt. Fiddler tried to walk out front. Garbutt wheels and fires, and Kemper covers and holds. Zach, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate you lighting a fire under Ryan Suter every time you come up here.
It's unbelievable. Stay up here more often.
Good luck in the return. We hope to see you back on the ice soon.
Yep, thank you guys for having me.
Good to see you, Zach.
Wild winger Zach Parise joining us. Minnesota's back on top on the goal by Ryan Suter. It's 2-1 for the Wild.
Welcome back to downtown St. Paul. I'm Jamie Hirsch here on the Wild bench with Kyle Brodziak. Kyle, you guys just get the lead back despite only 9 shots on goal. How do you make sure to keep the foot on the gas here?
I think we're going to spend a lot more time in their end. They started the second period. They've come out pretty hard, and they've controlled a lot of the play. But fortunately, we got one back there. Now we just got to spend some more time in their end.
Okay, thanks, Kyle. Good luck. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Jamie. Kyle Brodziak joining us from the Minnesota bench. Just seconds after the Wild reclaimed the lead. Attempted shots, usually a good way to measure time spent in the offensive zone. 42 for Dallas and 22 for Minnesota at this point. But it's the Wild on top 2-1. Granlund to Pominville. Scandella plays it around to Prosser and out to center ice. Goals by Erik Haula and Ryan Suter tonight for Minnesota.
Well, it's a good thing Suter scored for Ryan. Otherwise, I don't know about having him back to the booth. He needed that to even it up.
I'd rather see him back in the number 11 sweater.
I think everybody would. Soon enough.
Icing called here against Dallas. Tonight's game goes to a shootout and the Wild win. Everyone who brings a printed box score to participating Minnesota Arby's stores will receive a free order of curly fries. The offer is good for tomorrow only if the Wild win in an Arby's shootout tonight. Draw in the Dallas zone, just under 5 minutes left in the second. Stars win the draw. It actually winds up in the neighborhood of Kari Lehtonen, who tips it to the corner. Now Ryan Suter back in his own zone for the Wild. Heatley tips it into Dallas territory. Rome is there. Stars are onside at the line. Eakin plays it down low. It rings around to the far side. Heatley there. Tried to bank it off the wall. It was tipped away by Eakin. Centering pass, and it's off the mark. Comes all the way back out to center. Dallas has lost 7 of their last 8 after closing December with a 5-0-2 stretch. Here, Jamie Benn slides headfirst into the Minnesota goaltender, and we get a whistle. Wild 2, Stars 1 on Hockey Day, Minnesota.
Gentlemen, back at our Hockey Day Minnesota desk with a reminder to stick around during the second intermission when Lou Nanne receives a Lifetime Achievement Award at center ice. We'll carry that ceremony live. Richly deserved, Anthony and Mike, for Lou Nanne, who will join you guys in the third period.
Thanks, Tom. Look forward to that. He has maybe as many stories surrounding the game of hockey as any other man with whom I've crossed paths.
Well, you can ask him one question, Anthony, and then he can do the rest of the period. Because you know that Lou is going to get on a roll.
Puck comes into the Dallas zone. Fontaine had it taken away by Goligoski. Dillon starts back for the Stars. Whips it across to the far side. Chiasson dumps it in. Kemper to play it behind the net. Somehow it bounced by Chiasson, and Brodziak carries into the Dallas zone. Dumps and works around Goligoski, then slams Eakin up against the wall, but Dillon is quickly back out of the Dallas zone. Kemper again to play it. He'll leave it for Brodin as both teams change. Jonas Brodin for Minnesota reaches center ice and fires it in. Kari Lehtonen leaves it for Jordie Benn. Roussel just does escape Veilleux, but puck squirts back into the Dallas zone. Veilleux trying to force a turnover as Trevor Daley backpedals behind his net to Jordie Benn, who's hit by Mitchell. Fourth line has contributed one of the 2 goals tonight for Minnesota. Scandella's pass out of the reach of Nate Prosser. Talked about Prosser earlier tonight, the Elk River native. +7 in his last 8 games after he had been a -7 in the previous 6. Peverly tips it into the Minnesota zone. Scandella turns it right back to Pominville, who sends Niederreiter in. Centering pass steered aside by Lettinen. Pominville able to hold the zone for Minnesota. Ben back to pick it up for the Stars. He sets up behind the net. These teams will meet again in Dallas on Tuesday night.
Oh, and that should be an interference penalty. They swept by and knocked Niederreiter's stick right out of his hands and into the corner, and now the Wild are going to get one.
There's going to be a penalty called against Pominville at center ice, and Dallas will go on the power play. Delayed penalty coming against Minnesota. Rome walks down low, leaves it for Fiddler. To the point, Daly a shot. That deflected wide. Garbutt holds. To the point, Daly. Back to Garbutt. Centers. It was tipped by Rome. Saved by Kemper. Rebound still loose. Controlled by Rome. Rome to the point. Daly a long one. Gloved and held by Kemper in the Minnesota goal. And the tripping call sends Pominville to the box and puts Dallas on the power play.
Minnesota on number 29, 2-minute strip.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, there should have, I think, been a call right before this that would have put Dallas in the penalty box. Watch this. Niederreiter. We'll see if, yeah, that's an interference penalty. He's just ripping the stick out of his hands like that. And then there's the tripping call. Regardless of what you think about that one, the initial one, I think, should have been labeled at the very least. Should have been an even up here.
So the Stars get a power play opportunity. They did not score on their first chance of the night. Wild able to clear.
Last minute of the play in the second.
Final minute of the second period. Goligoski starts out for the Stars. Drops it back for Sagan. Jamie Benn into the Wild zone. Whips it across for Chiasson. Chiasson carries down low. Centered. Benn with a tip. Saved by Kemper. Rebound loose. And finally cleared.
Well, got to give Dallas credit. They've done a lot of throwing the puck into feet at the top of the crease and into the goal pads and just trying to create chaos at top of that crease. It's worked. That's how they scored their only goal of the game so far.
Benn across. Goligoski sends it down low. Sagan along the wall. 15 in the period. Chiasson trades places with Sagan. Into the circle to Sagan down low. He sent it across for Goligoski on the back door. Cook collided with the referee. Goligoski centered, and Cole was tied up by Brodziak. The Wild able to clear as the period comes to a close. And Cook barking with the referee on the play. Fortunately for the Wild, it did not cost them. Our Window Concepts game reset. Howler with a goal. Suter with a goal. Garbutt for Dallas in between. And the Stars will start the third period on the power play.
Darcy Kemper has been the difference in this game. 22 shots on goal by the Dallas Stars, more than doubles the Wild's output. A lot of traffic in front and a lot of pucks thrown to the top of the crease, and that's where a goaltender needs great lateral movement. He needs great coverage down low because a lot of those are deflecting off sticks and skates and shin pads, and you got to have your wits about you, and Darcy Kemper has to this point.
Now, as we move into the second intermission, a special presentation. Here's public address announcer Adam Abrams.
The State of Hockey Legacy Award to honor extraordinary contributions to our great game. Past winners have included St. Paul's Lou Cruchonio, Roseau's Neil Broughton, and former Golden Gopher and North Stars coach and broadcaster Glenn Sonmore. Our honoree tonight has a long list of accomplishments. On the ice, we know him as a player for the University of Minnesota, the 1968 United States Olympic team, and the Minnesota North Stars. Off the ice, he helped manage numerous United States national hockey squads, and of course for many years was the face of the NHL Minnesota North Stars as their general manager and president. All of those accomplishments themselves make him worthy of this award. But one more very special item on his long list of achievements makes his career so unique. Beginning in 1964 and for most of the 50 seasons since, he has been part of the broadcasting of perhaps the greatest singular celebration of our game here in the state of hockey, the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Wild fans, please join us in honoring Lou Nanne. Lou is accompanied by his wife, Francine. Presenting the award, please welcome from Minnesota Hockey, Derek Rickey. From Fox Sports North and Fox Sports Wisconsin, Senior Vice President, General Manager Mike Diamond. And Wild owner, Craig Leopold. Once again, let's hear it for the 2014 State of Hockey Legacy Award recipient, Lou Nanne.
Two Stars, one after two. As we continue on Hockey Day Minnesota, we are joined by a very special guest.
Under John Mariucci at the University of Minnesota, Lou Nanne became the first and only defenseman to lead the WCHA in scoring. An All-American for the Gophers in 1963, Nanne retained his amateur status, and the naturalized citizen would captain the U.S. Olympic team at the 1968 Winter Games in Grenoble. From there, Nanne went on to a lengthy career with the Minnesota North Stars as a player coach, general manager, and eventually team president.
And now he joins us on Hockey Day Minnesota. Lou, an honor to have you with us here tonight.
My pleasure, Anthony. Thank you very much.
Special day for you. You were awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award here today. You've probably experienced hockey at more levels and more games than anybody in the history of the state of Minnesota.
Well, I probably am close if I'm not there. Yes, I've been fortunate enough to have been here since 1959. And as you said, I even started out the North Stars that first year when I didn't agree to start right away. I wanted to play with the Olympic team. I was a season ticket holder doing the color or the after the game scoreboard show, and then I joined them later in the year after the Olympics, and since that time, as you said, I've been involved in it all.
And now we put the wraps on Hockey Day Minnesota with the final 20 minutes here at the XL Energy Center. It seems fitting to talk Hockey Day Minnesota and to put a wrap on it with somebody like you. You've experienced hockey in every position in these organizations, player, coach, general manager, president. How about a day like today where you see hockey at every level, from the youth ranks all the way to the pros?
Well, that's what tells you why it's so fun to be involved in hockey, because you could see all the excitement and enjoyment that all the kids had and everybody else was experienced today. I was able to sit at home and watch games from all over the state, and then I went to the Gopher game before I came here, and it really tells you that hockey is a game that's infectious, contagious, and it's something that really evokes emotion and gets people just capitalized and captivated by it.
Lou, you not only did all those things, but you were able to do it in one region, one area. How fortunate do you feel to be able to do that? Because obviously it means something to really know it integrally.
Mike, you're exactly right. I keep telling people that's the most unique part of it all. I have to tell you, my first contract, I did sign a contract, probably the most unique in NHL history. Nobody else did this that I know of. I got paid, I would have been paid more if I played anywhere else in the world outside of Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Even if I went to the minors, they had to give me a raise. And that's the way I signed that first contract, because I didn't want to leave here.
And now your family is rooted here. You've got grandchildren playing here. What's been the difference? You've been a hockey parent. What's different about that from being a hockey grandparent?
Well, Anthony, as you know, I've had the good fortune of doing the state tournament for this will be my 50th year. And my son scored a winning goal when Edina won. I don't know what missed this. And then my grandson Louis was involved.
A bit of a tangle here between Garbutt and Mitchell after Dallas nearly tied the game.
and Louis was able to win a championship, and Tyler won it last year with Edina. So I was able to experience all three of them winning the state championship. And I have to tell you, the toughest games I've ever broadcast were when my grandchildren were playing, not my son. It is something that you have to really watch yourself from getting just focused on what he's doing rather than what the game was happening in the game. And it was the toughest broadcast I've ever had.
Obviously, a lot of emotions are coming out and things like that. You've had so many players come through. I'm just curious, how did you get the job in the first place? I mean, it was a while ago, and TV was a lot different back then, but you were still playing. I mean, it was an interesting combination of things.
I was playing in New York on a Wednesday night. We got beat 5-0. I went back to the hotel. I had a single room because I was the oldest guy, and I got a phone call at 10:30 at night, and he says, Louis, when you come over tomorrow, we want you to come to Gordy Ritz's office, who was the president. And this was McNulty talking. I went there. I didn't know what they wanted. Why would they be calling me to trade me? I went in, and he asked me what had to be done with the team. And I just gave him some thoughts. He said, we want you to meet with the board the next morning. I did. They offered me the job on the spot. I went back to practice. I told the coach, I told the trainer, come down and get me at half hour before the practice is over. He said, why? He said, just do what I'm telling you. And so we played the coach and manager, and I came back and was doing both.
Jonas Brodin is down.
He's bleeding.
And the officials did not make any signal as to a potential penalty here. The crowd roaring. Mike Yeo is going to demand an explanation.
Right there. How they missed that.
Mike Yeo has had a couple circumstances in this game where he's had very heated conversations. Watch this. Oh, it was like, you know what? And honest to goodness, it's a follow through. And watch as the follow through comes up. Roussel catches him in the face. And you know what? That's not a penalty per NHL rules on a follow through of a pass or shot like that, or a dump in. That is not a penalty technically. We know that you got to have control of your stick, but Roussel was turned around taking a shot at the net, and his follow through caught Brodin up in the face. And I don't know. What do you guys feel about that rule? I have mixed feelings about just because it's a shot that it's not a penalty. Lou, I mean, that's kind of a different rule, isn't it?
Well, when you go back to the rule, when it was put in place, it was that you had to be in control of your stick at all times.
Right.
So when you're following through and you're shooting, you're supposed to be in control of the stick too. I think it's contradictory.
Yeah.
If you're going to call it on some of the ones that they call on, I think you got to call it on that. And if you're not going to call on the others, then you don't call it in this one.
Yeah, it is. It does elicit some mixed feelings, no question at all, as it's not going to be called a penalty for that reason. I'm sure that's the same explanation that was given to Mike Yeo.
A lot of talk right now, Louis, as the Olympic teams prepare to go compete. And when you look and you see 8 Minnesota players that are going to be a part of Team USA, and that doesn't include guys like Ryan Suter, who obviously have connections to the state of hockey. What does that tell you about the way Minnesota is developing hockey players?
Well, you know, we've had a lull in the past. We've never had this many for a long time, and it tells you that Minnesota's really developing a lot of good young players right now, and players that are capable of playing at the highest level. So it really speaks volumes as to the coaching, the volunteer coaching we got in minor hockey, and the coaches that we have throughout the high school program. I think we're just seeing just unbelievable amount of good talent coming, and if you look right now at the 95s and or 97s and 98s, we got some other kids that you're going to be heard of for a long period of time.
Talking about birth year of 97 and 98.
Yeah.
And Lou, and it extends even beyond that. I know USA Hockey has done a great job in developing in places that aren't typical. And Minnesota, obviously a hockey hotbed, but they've, I think, done a very good job across the U.S., even in non-hockey markets, I think.
Well, I want to tell you, there's a team that came up with my wife on the plane from Florida, playing Bantams, and they had gone and beat Honeybake in Detroit, which is always good. CompuWare. They got 5 kids in that team of players who were NHLers down in Florida. They only have one team, but they have 5 top quality kids. So you're getting really high-level talent, as you said, Mike, in all different corners of the country.
USA Hockey's done a great job in that regard. using all their methods in coaching, too. You might mention volunteer coaches. It's so important. You can't just be a dad to coach. You got to have guys coaching that just love the game. And I think across the U.S. they're doing a very good job of that as well.
When with the USA ADM program and giving these kids the opportunity not to be so structured, but to develop their skills, much like Sweden and Finland, we used to always talk about them and the Russians years ago. That's what they were doing. That's what the U.S. is doing.
Pominville trying to jam one in on the rebound, but Lettinen got a pad on it. Scandella fires. Lettinen got the glove on that. Pominville corrals the rebound in the corner. 4-on-4 for just under a minute. Marco Scandella from Minnesota. Granlund lets it go by to Pominville, and it's back to Granlund. And it's intercepted by Whitney, and the Stars clear. I know that you travel a tremendous amount. You're all over the country, all over the world. How closely do you still follow the Minnesota Wild?
I see probably 40-some games of them at least a year, maybe even more, because even when I'm in Florida, I have the NHL package so I can watch them all the time. And I have the good fortune of going into where I travel, our NHL towns, so I see games when I'm in town, and I'm here at the X at least 22, 23 times a year. So I get to see them a lot, and I do have stuff on my iHeart Radio where I could hear them too, so it's pretty good.
How important is that when you talk about all these things developing hockey players, to have a National Hockey League franchise in your town has to be huge to grow the interest and the passion for the game at even the low levels.
That's a great point, Anthony. You know, I have to tell you, it's also huge to develop kids because they keep watching how it should be played. You know, they learn things quicker.
Pad saved by Kemper and the rebound cleared. Jamie Benz there for Dallas. Takes a return pass from Daly in the wraparound try. Kemper got a pad on it.
Kemper almost didn't get across. He was jammed up in front of the net and finally was able to get across to that post.
Good shift for Jamie Benn for the Stars. Back to 5-on-5. Gonchar gives it to Ben along the wall. Ben watched by Ballard. And the Wild finally able to clear the puck. Mitchell sends it down.
You know, Lou, we talk about the high school hockey tournament. You've seen so many players come through, and it's interesting sometimes, and I'm sure you've noticed this, you get some guys that come through and they have just the banner year at the tournament, may not do anything great, and then there's other guys that are fairly, inconspicuous that turn into amazing NHLers. It's what do you think in terms of a sounding board for how a player is for that age coming through the tournament like that?
Well, the tournament is just in a short bit of time, but Mike, the one thing that's pretty consistent, if you're going to play in the NHL, you have to be somebody, for the most part, has been dominated in every level to get up there. You're going to be playing the best in the world. You better be playing at a dominant level when you're playing minor league hockey and high school hockey. Now, that's why I could say when they say who's the best, Sheehy and Boucher probably were the best high school players that I've seen in this tournament. And like I said, since 1959, since I've been here, Broughton and Housley were in it, and they were great players, but they didn't even dominate as much as those two. And then I can remember going down after seeing McDonough play and Paul Martin and these guys are going to play in the NHL. You could just see how good they were there.
They just had an extra level, didn't they?
They have it, and that's what's so important.
Jason Zucker flips it to the Dallas line. How about a game? When you think about all the great games and the great tournaments, the overtime games, is there one that stands out as the single greatest high school hockey game you've seen in the tournament?
Apple Valley and Duluth East, five overtimes. I think we were here to 130, and it wasn't just because it went 5 overtimes. It was so wide open. The goaltenders were out of this world. You cannot believe the quality chances each team had.
I remember I was calling the game on radio. You were working a couple of feet away from me at that time, but Carl Goring, the goaltender for Apple Valley, was simply brilliant that night. Gonchar cannot hold for Dallas, and the puck comes out. When you look at this Minnesota Wild team, do you see a team that you think could strike fear in people at the end of the season or the postseason?
Well, that's what happens whenever you get in the playoffs. You never know who's going to win. You know, when we went to the Stanley Cup playoffs, we were 16th that year, and we came in and we upset Boston, Buffalo, and Calgary, and played against the Islanders.
All then knocked down by Kemper, controlled by Mitchell.
So you just got to get in. That's the most important thing, is to get in. And then it becomes goaltending and close checking. And if you look at how many teams, even Anaheim, I think when they won the cup, I think they might have been the lowest seed that year.
We've seen some low seeds do some damage here in the last 5 or 6 years. Some good examples that have even gone to the cup.
Fontaine, the right side at the line. Matt Cook fires, and a save by Lettman.
Well, Cook's had 2 point-blank chances in this game, one in each of the last 2 periods.
But I have to tell you, he's really been a pleasant surprise to me. I didn't realize how fast and how much skill he's got with the puck. And this kid has been a great addition that Chuck Fletcher's added.
Yeah, you know, and Cook, as you mentioned, he's changed his game, obviously. So now he's maybe concentrating a little bit more on the hockey player rather than the guy who's agitating.
Yeah, and he's got the speed in the hands to, be effective, right? I didn't realize his hands were that good, and I didn't think he was that quick because they never paid attention to him when he was in Vancouver and Pittsburgh. And
that's because he was sitting in the penalty box.
You're right. Hard to be fast from there.
We've talked about some of the changes at the high school level. How about, obviously, the National Hockey League game has changed a tremendous amount going back from when you were playing or even when you were running the franchises. What's the single biggest difference in the game right now today than say, the game was when you were running the Minnesota North Stars? Here we're going to get a penalty, and Minnesota is going to get a power play chance as Daly will go for a collision out front with Fontaine.
Well, there'd have to be 2 things. One, taking obstruction out, and secondly, taking a red line out. And I personally, and a number of us would like to see the red line put back in, regardless of what people say, because this game is coming so fast. I think because of the speed, that's what's also helping cause a lot of concussion.
Well, in front, Fontaine, to his credit, keeps going to the blue paint, and he gets taken down. And so he draws a penalty. Daly goes to the box, and the Wild with an opportunity here to draw some separation, something they have not enjoyed a lot of in this hockey game. And as I mentioned earlier, they've really been opportunists. They've been outshot in this game 30-13 to this point, and yet hold a 2-1 lead. And this would be a real dagger here if they could put something in on the power play.
Niederreiter tried to feed the point, and it gets by Suter. The Wild will have to come all the way back and regroup. Minnesota on the power play, leading by a goal. 3rd power play chance of the night for the Wild. Granlund plays it in. Lettman got it to the line, but not out. Suter with it for the Wild. Suter carries down low. Niederreiter, 1, 2, 3 chances. Lettman stops them all. Pominville fires, and it's off the end glass. Granlund picks it up for the Wild. To Pominville and across to Suter. Suter sneaks one in for Heatley. Heatley's tied up, and the puck comes out to center. Jason Pominville brings it back in for Minnesota. Tried to get it to Niederreiter and cleared. Ryan Suter will go back to pick it up. Ryan Suter, a player that defies logic with how much time he's on the ice, how controlled his game is. Has his presence surprised or exceeded your expectations?
I'd have to say it exceeded. I thought he was a great addition. He was an excellent hockey player, but I didn't realize how dominant he could be. It's not just the 30 minutes because years ago, we don't have 40 defensemen, so you always play 30 minutes. But the way he can play the game, the way he controls the puck, and how good defensively he is, it's amazing. This kid is a wonderful, wonderful talent. And the Wild are extremely fortunate to have a defenseman like that on their team.
And the other thing about him, and it seems, Lou, that when Suter gets the puck in his own zone or when he protects it in his own zone, he doesn't overreact. He almost takes the pressure sometimes and then makes a play. His body position seems to be so sound out there.
Well, Mike, what he's doing, he's playing the game from here, from the press box. That said, see, the great players have what's called elongated time. The game slows down for him. Gretzky played it from up here. Most of us played from the ice level where it's going, 1,000 miles an hour. And Suter's got that quality that the game slows down for him. He can take that pressure, take it in, and then make the play. It's really good to have that attribute.
I think I played it from underneath the ice.
Yeah. Some of us never got on the ice. 31 seconds left in the Minnesota power play. Charlie Coyle on the draw for Minnesota. Stars Stars control, and Jamie Benn races through the neutral zone. Ballard trying to catch him. Benn fires, and a save by Kemper. Kemper slow to get back to his feet as Charlie Coyle carries out for the Wild. Fontaine dumps it in, gloved by Lettinen, and clears. You obviously probably known Zach Parisi about as long as anybody from the time he was just telling us stories during the second period of coming to the rink with JP. How early in his life did you know you were looking at a special talent?
Well, I guess that when he got to North Dakota, then you could really tell. I mean, he was dominated all the way through, but then, you know, JP moved down and took over coaching down in Shattuck, so I didn't get to see Zach play in his Bantam and really high school years. But then I saw him again in North Dakota, and then there was no doubt when you looked at him in North Dakota, you knew this kid was going to be a player, and a dominant player.
Stoner out of the head to Mitchell, and the Wild come to center. It's 5-on-5 hockey with 11 and a half minutes to go. Wild with goals from Eric Howla and Ryan Suter tonight, leading the Stars 2-1. Stoner emerges with the puck for Minnesota. We'll put you in charge of the National Hockey League for a night, Lou. What's one change you would like to see made in the NHL? We're going to have another penalty here. And this one's going to put Dallas on the power play. Stoner to the box. Stars on the power play. Minnesota trying to hang on to a one-goal lead. Toyota get caught up. Minnesota took the early lead. Eric Howla with his first National Hockey League goal. Minnesota had a 1-0 lead after Garbutt tied it for Dallas. Ryan Suter with his 6th of the season put Minnesota back in front, and Darcy Kemper has continued his brilliant play in the net. 30 saves, came into tonight's game with a 95% save percentage and a 1.23 goals against in his last 4 starts. Kemper's been huge. They'll need him now with Dallas going on the power play, and Granlund's able to clear. Just before we stepped aside, Louis, I said, if you were in charge of the National Hockey League, what's one change you would make?
I'd have the guys that have stage fighting, they start at the 10-second mark, or a guy that starts a fight after a clean check when another teammate comes to, come and start a fight. I'd throw those guys right out of the game. I'd make it mandatory out of the game. You can still have fighting, but that other stuff is foolishness, and there's no place for it, and it really hurts the game.
Maybe Ben slow to his feet. Goligoski shot. Save. And now they score. Prosser could not sweep it out of the net. The first one was blocked. Looked like Matt Cook got a piece of it.
But Suter was playing goalie in there, and he actually made the save. And when it dropped down behind him, it was poked in behind the goal line. Kemper wasn't even in the net.
Kemper actually is held as he tries to crawl back in the net.
You take a look at the feed, the shot, and Kemper slides away. Look at the save by... And then Kemper gets sat on. Kemper, I don't know if he'd have made it back in time anyway. And a lot of credit there to Suter because he doesn't have the equipment to make that kind of save. Lou, you're on Twitter. Tell me why. I think that's great, by the way, but tell me why.
I just wanted to follow my grandchildren. I was sitting with Mike Russo, and Russo says, I'll put you on Twitter. I said, I don't even know what that is or how to do it. He says, I'm putting you on. I said, okay, I'll follow my grandchildren. That's it.
That's good. Well, that's good. The kids, the way with social media, you'll know everything that they're doing.
Well, I can find out what's going on in their games. That's why during the games, people tweet the scores and stuff like that. So when I'm in other places, I can keep up with it.
Puck deflects out of play, so we're going to face off in the neutral zone. Dallas has tied the game at 2 on a rebound goal. So you still believe that there's a value to have fighting in the National Hockey League game, but just you'd like to see the penalties for some of it stiffened.
Well, I don't know if there's a value to it, but, it's going to be tough to take out because they don't know what the unknown is, how many fans they'd lose. That's why they don't take it out, because you don't have it in the best events in the world like the Olympics or the Stanley Cup finals. You never see fighting, so whether there's value or not, that can be debated all day long. but you don't need stage fighting, and you don't need fighting after clean checks just because somebody got hit hard and clean. That's ludicrous, and that should be just thrown out.
I'll tell you one thing, they didn't disallow any fighting in the Calgary-Vancouver game, about 150 minutes and penalties right at the beginning of the game. That doesn't happen that often anymore. You don't see a lot of line brawls.
No, that's right, and that's because, we put rules in years back. We used to have bench clearing brawls, and that's where you got the long 15-game suspensions and the fines for the coaches as well. That really put an end to that stuff.
Dallas is offside. Louis, thanks very much for joining us.
Nice to be with you. Thanks a lot. My pleasure. Nice to see you. Keep up the good work.
Minnesota legend with us on Hockey Day. The Stars and the Wild even at 2. The best of Phantom Cam on Hockey Day, Minnesota. Great pictures capturing the emotion, the physical toll of tonight's game here at the XL Energy Center, the intensity of the NHL. And the Wild and the Stars locked up in a good one. It's 2-2 about halfway through the third. Wild have had a pair of one-goal leads tonight. Each time Dallas has answered. Jonas Brodin back on the ice for the Wild. Positive sign for Minnesota after he took a stick to the face earlier in this third period. He's had a tough year on the mug earlier this season. Missed some time when a puck hit him in the cheek. Cook brings it in offside. And we'll get a neutral zone faceoff. Our Bud Light once on tap for Minnesota. Wild in Dallas Tuesday, quickly at home to face Chicago before they head west. The long road trip starts in San Jose.
Yeah, these two games against Dallas so crucial. And then things don't get any easier as they head out and face, after Chicago, a couple of the top teams in the West. And boy, those California teams really putting up some very good numbers this year.
And the whistle and a hand pass. Now on FoxSportsNorth.com, get complete coverage from today's Hockey Day Minnesota. Watch highlights. Read more on Pine City and Equality. Coverage from all the games. Post your own pictures to our photo wall and much more. That's all available at FoxSportsNorth.com. What a day it's been. Beautiful setting at Hankey Pit in Elk River. Cloquet defeating Rochester Lured in the first game. Elk River topping Stillwater in game 2. Minnesota Gophers completing a sweep of Ohio State behind a Sam Warning hat trick. And now the Wild and the Stars going toe-to-toe here at XL Energy Center to cap it off. Minnesota trying to make it 7 wins in their last 9 games. Corey Mitchell trying to get it to Howla. Shot by Brodin, deflects to the corner. Jordy Ben is there, hit by Mitchell. And the puck comes out to center where Ryan Suter turns it back for the Wild. Suter in his own zone. 7.5 to go here in the third. Veilleux dumps it in. Stars deliberate as they leave their zone. Scandella back to pick it up. Plays to Danny Heatley. Tied up along the wall. Gonchar pinching for Dallas. Scandella throws it across for Jason Zucker. Zucker comes to center and dumps it in. Charlie Coyle in on the forecheck for the Wild. Heatley along the wall. Zucker trying to hold the zone. Heatley's tangled up there with Whitney. And the puck finally comes back into the Minnesota zone. And it deflects up and out of play.
Wild trying to establish some offensive zone time. Both these teams taking similar postures in this game, but it's been Dallas who's really have found a way to get pucks to the net. There you see some of the damage to Jonas Brodin's face. Looks like he caught it right up underneath the nose. But it's tough to keep a hockey player out of a hockey game. And he comes back and helps fill out that defensive core again.
Jamie Benn out to the point. Goligoski sends it in behind. Chiasson there for Dallas. Eakin trying to escape Brodziak. Leaves it behind. Goligoski plays it off the end boards. Chiasson with a shot that was blocked, and Matt Cook starts back for the Wild. Cook reaches center ice and flips it in. Goligoski back to pick it up. Eakin starts back for Dallas. The Stars are 2-on-2 at the Minnesota line. Eakin flips it to the corner, sweeps it around to the far side for Cole. Kemper just does cover. And we get a whistle. Wild and the Stars even at 2.
Tom Hanneman back at XL Energy Center, inviting to join Wes Walz and me for Wild Live, presented by CenturyLink. Immediately after tonight's game, we'll lock in on Eric Hollis' first NHL goal. Hear from that man, Mike Yo, his thoughts on Hockey Day Minnesota, and our DQ instructional from Elk River. All that and more on Wild Live. Let's head back upstairs to Anthony and Mike.
Thanks, Tom. 8th annual Hockey Day Minnesota. And it continues to get better and better each year. Tremendous effort by our crew all day long. Pominville sends it across. Long one from the point was blocked. Brodin holds. Granlund behind the net for Niederreiter. Niederreiter sidesteps Daly. Niederreiter lost it in the skates of a referee. Now plays behind for Pominville. Granlund swoops in, tries to keep it alive. Garbutt relays it out to center for the Stars. Nifty play by Brodin to get it across for Ryan Suter, who carries back in. Eric Haula quickly on it for Minnesota. Haula got the scoring started tonight. Pominville. Van Haula trade spots out of the corner. Haula to the point, and Ballard had backpedaled out of the zone. He fires it back in where Jordy Benn picks it up for the Stars. Again, the Stars very patient leaving their zone. It's been a strong effort for this Dallas club tonight, a team that's lost 7 out of their last 8. Playing with some desperation. Lindy Ruff put it simply before the game today. He said, when we looked at this stretch a couple of days ago, said we need to win 3 out of 4 to climb back and stay in the race. He said, well, we lost the first one, so I guess that means we need to win the next 3.
Yeah, Lindy Ruff's very matter of fact. One thing he has had in this game, though, and you can see it in the way the Stars move the puck up the ice, and that is they're coming up as a unit with a lot of puck support. And every time they go back, they always seem to have 3 or 4 guys helping them right up through the neutral zone. That really helps the push to get the puck in deep.
Dallas will play again before these teams meet Tuesday in Dallas. They'll play in Nashville on Monday night. Another important game between the Stars and Predators. Minnesota trying to create some separation between themselves and the Dallas Stars, who came in number 10 in the West, 8 points behind Minnesota. Stick around for the DQ instructional in Wild Live following the game tonight. Kevin Gorg still scratching it up out in Elk River.
I think he brought his tent with him. He might spend all night out there. Curl up by that big fire pit.
Well, based on that shot from the point, you can see why he was a goaltender. Niederreiter cuts out front. Saved by Lettman. Rebound loose. Niederreiter has it. Works free from Rome. Out to the point for Suter. Back to Niederreiter. Niederreiter to Granlund behind the net. Granlund pinned to the end wall. Emerges with the puck. Still with it as he tries to escape. Horkoff walked out front. And the puck deflects to the wall. Rome takes a heavy hit. Niederreiter and Pominville battling for it along the wall for the Wild. Might be the longest the Wild have spent consecutively in the offensive zone in this period. Pominville tried to get it to the point. Niederreiter has it. Niederreiter changes direction, feeds Granlund behind the net. He's cross-checked in the back by Gonchar a half a dozen times. Suter plays it back down low. Another cross-check by Gonchar knocks Granlund away from the puck. Brodin will go back to recover for Minnesota. 2.5 minutes left. Wild and Stars even at 2. They've gone to a shootout before on Hockey Day. Back in the inaugural Hockey Day game, 2007. Dallas won the game 2-1. Good. Poked it behind the net, but Eakin starts back for Dallas. Ben dumps it into the Minnesota zone. It bounces in, and Kemper will cover with Chiasson, the first man, into the offensive zone.
Good thing to see the Wild pressing the play into the offensive zone. Niederreiter with 3 or 4 in-tight shots in this period alone. One thing I like about Hockey Day is it's getting to the point where it's becoming like the Olympics, where every country wants to outdo the last host. Now it's like Hockey Day, where everyone wants to showcase their community and show why they're such great hockey players, hockey fans, hockey supporters, hockey communities. It's a lot of fun.
We've had some great hosts over the years that have had to deal with adverse conditions. The rainstorm in Hermantown, bright sunshine in Moorhead, unbelievable cold in Vedette, and yet they've always seemed to find a way to get the event to fly. And today in Elk River, well, challenged only slightly by some snow last night, had a perfect weather day and maybe as good a setting as we've had for a hockey day to this point. And the Minnesota Wild have done their part on hockey days. 5-1-1 all time, and you can see that they have won the last 4. The last team to beat Minnesota on Hockey Day was back in 2009 with the Anaheim Ducks. In fact, host teams have done very well. The high school host teams, including Elk River today, are now 6-2. The Minnesota Gophers are now 5-2-1 with their win over Ohio State today. And Minnesota, as we just showed you, 5-1-1, pending the outcome here tonight. Number of hat tricks over the years on Hockey Day. Remember Kyle Rowell with one for Eden Prairie. Today it was Sam Warning for the Minnesota Gophers. Manelli with a hat trick. Had some big offensive performances. Gophers once beat St. Cloud 8-6, beat Denver another year 7-3. A couple of years ago, Minnetonka scored 9 goals against the #1 team in the state, Duluth East. Here they've been tough to come by, and it's 2-2 with 90 seconds left.
Wild came into this game having scored 4 goals in 7 of their last 11. It'll be tough to reach that in this one. It's been a tight goal for them. They've only managed 17 shots, but have also put 2 pucks in. Strong performance by Darcy Kemper in this one. Another strong performance. He's able to eke out a win here. I think he obviously is going to just keep rolling, and Mike Yeo mentioned that this morning. You can't send a guy down who keeps winning.
1:25 left and a faceoff coming in the Minnesota zone. Fiddler will draw for the Stars against Granlund for Minnesota. Stars control, but the puck actually comes all the way back into Dallas territory. Puck was tipped, so Kemper will go back and play it. Mikhail Granlund to Pominville, who tips it at center ice. Just about all the other contenders in the West in action tonight. Points critical in the Western Conference race. Vancouver's just getting started, but Los Angeles, who's 2 spots ahead of Minnesota, beaten in dramatic fashion by Detroit. Colorado held off Nashville. The Avalanche started play tonight in 5th in the West. Minnesota 8th. Phoenix, the number 9 spot. And this Dallas team in 10th.
A lot of teams battling right to the final buzzer. Now, I mean, Colorado had a 3-0 lead in that game, and they ended up winning 5-4 with some harried moments late. And as you mentioned, the crazy excitement at the end. Detroit tying the game with less than 25 seconds and then winning it in a shootout over the Los Angeles Kings.
Brodin flips it in from center ice. Half a minute left. Goligoski, Fontaine centers, and Cook deflected it just wide. Cook plays to the point, manages to hold the zone. Brodziak after it along the wall. Left it for Cook. Cook behind the net, less than 20 seconds to go. Suter could not hold, and we get an offside whistle against Minnesota.
All different players that stand out in your mind. That guy right there, Matt Cook, certainly one of them in this hockey game. He's been all around the net. He's been physical. Suter, of course, has the goal in this game. The second one for the Minnesota Wild. Niederreiter has been very visible in this game. A lot of work around the net and on the back wall in this period especially.
Coyle draws against Fiddler. Minnesota controls. Final seconds of regulation. Mitchell relays it in for the Wild. Lettinen plays to the far boards. Cole has it there for Dallas. Sends it all the way in at the horn. And each team has collected at least a point as we head for overtime. Stars 2 and the Wild 2 on Hockey Day, Minnesota. 2-2 tie as we head into overtime.
Haula with his first of his National Hockey League career. Exciting night, especially if he can cap it off with a victory. Ryan Suter added the other one. Darcy Kemper has been exceptional in this game. I mean, in the first half of the game, he really kept the Wild in it, and he's played solid the rest of the way. Different kid altogether, isn't he? I mean, the confidence out there, the way he manages his game has just been remarkable here, and it's the kind of goaltender that we knew was there, but didn't see it in the first couple of appearances this year. But boy, he's turned it around.
4-on-4 overtime. Ben and Sagan up front for Dallas. Wild counter with Brodziak and Cook. Suter and Brodin on defense for the Wild. Dillon leaves it behind for Goligoski, and now Jamie Benn runs into Matt Cook at the Minnesota line.
And he gave him a shoulder to the chin.
Sagan fires, glove save. Kemper, and Matt Cook looks around in disbelief as to why there was not a penalty called on this play.
Take a look and see how this occurred. Oh, he threw an elbow out at him, and I don't know if he caught him with the elbow, but he definitely, oh my goodness, like how is that not considered a penalty? I mean, just giving the benefit of the doubt to Ben, and that's a shot to the head. Watch the elbow come out, and he throws it right at Cook's chin, targets the chin, targets the head, and no call made. I wonder if that'll gain any extra attention down the road here, but it didn't gain any in this game. Except from the fans.
We can watch by Scandella. Centering pass comes through. Dillon with a long shot. It was blocked by Granlund. Lines up in the corner. Goligoski across to Dillon. Suter withstands a hit by Eakin. Chason joins the fight. So does Scandella. He pushes it to Pominville. And the Wild start out. Pominville with Mikael Granlund up front. Drops it back for Suter. Suter got it to Granlund, who dumps it into the Dallas zone. Sergei Gonchar back to pick it up for the Stars. Cole pushes it ahead for Garbutt. Play comes into the corner, now drop back to the point for Gonchar. Garbutt, who scored Dallas's first goal tonight. Try to escape Ballard. Garbutt on the backhand. Walked out front, fires right on. And a save by Kemper. Scandella and Cole pushing and shoving in front of the Minnesota goal.
Well, Cole plays that type of style, and Scandella doing his job of clearing that crease out. As I mentioned earlier, Dallas has done a pretty good job of throwing pucks around that area, bouncing things off of shin guards, and right there, Cole just trying to gain some advantage, some space in front of the net, because when a shot's coming in right there like Garbutt, he's hoping that there's some legs and sticks and everything else to help deflect that puck past Kemper. Good battle there by Scandella.
Daly sends it in. Suter pins Fiddler up against the boards. Sneaks it ahead for Charlie Coyle. Coyle to Brodin, but it was behind him, and Fiddler's right back in. Brodin got a stick on it. Now Fiddler in the corner. Tied up by Coyle. Gonchar trying to hold. Wozniak couldn't sneak it by him. Stars have spent most of the first 2 minutes of the overtime in the Minnesota zone. Suter escapes Roussel and carries out. Coyle into the Dallas zone, flips to the corner. He and Goligoski go hard into the wall. Niederreiter takes a couple of jams from Dillon. Lettinen plays it off the glass. Prosser's able to hold for the Wild. Good strength by Niederreiter on the puck. Dillon lost his stick. Niederreiter still with it into the corner to Scandella. Prosser plays down low for Coyle. Coyle fights off a hit. Niederreiter fires. Save, rebound. Score! Nate Prosser wins it for the Wild. Wins it on Hockey Day for the Minnesota Wild. Got to be a chance that's the one.
That's got to be the one, Anthony. You couldn't have scripted it any better than that. Goals in consecutive games for Nate Prosser. Look at the smile on his face. You talked about guys not celebrating earlier when they scored. That is a celebration and a smile that you won't forget.
Prosser had scored one goal in his first 96 National Hockey League games. Now he has back-to-back game winners for the Wild. What a finish.
Good setup in the offensive zone by the Wild. And the battle really was taken on by Niederreiter and then Coyle. This big shot, and look at the drive into towards the net by Nate Prosser. Not known as an offensive style defenseman, but he recognized and read the play, and he jammed it at the net. As Jamie Benn tried to swat the puck away, but it took a lot of physical effort by guys like Coyle and Niederreiter to keep the puck in the offensive zone and work the offensive wall. And Nate Prosser, Elk River native, makes it a 2-point night for the Minnesota Wild.
Unbelievable finish. And as if scripted, Prosser wins it. And here are our 3 stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to announce the Coke Zero 3 stars of the game. The number 3 star with 1 goal, Wild forward, number 56, Eric Howla. The number 2 star with 33 saves, Wild goaltender, number 35, Darcy Kemper. And the number 1 star on Hockey Day Minnesota, Elk River Zone, number 39,
What a night. Nate Prosser delivers the winner for the Wild. He's with Jamie Hirsch.
Nate, the script writes itself. Hockey Day Minnesota in your hometown of Elk River, and tonight you come up with the game-winning goal in overtime. Walk me through that goal.
Oh, man, I don't even know what happened right now. I was just getting mauled right there, getting punched. I'm bleeding right now, but no, our forwards were having a heck of a forecheck there. And I noticed it, so I just tried going to the net, and the puck kind of just bounced out to me, so it was perfect.
2 goals in as many games for a guy that hadn't scored a goal in almost 2 years before that. What's suddenly behind this surge?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. We're all competing. We're all playing well. It's hockey day, so, fans were great today. So, we just wanted to give it a good show for them.
The Wild always seems to find a way to come back late in games lately. What does it say about the character of this team to be able to do so once again?
It's just our leadership. I think they're really taking the bull by the horns right now, and a lot of us are just following along and taking their lead, and we're battling and competing night in and night out right now, and it's fun to play.
All right, well, congrats on a goal and a great win tonight.
Thanks a lot.
That's Nate Prosser, the pride of Elk River, Minnesota. It's Hockey Day, Minnesota, and you couldn't script a better ending to this day than what we just saw here, Tom.
Jamie, it was a Hollywood Hockey Day ending tonight in St. Paul. Nate Prosser with the game-winning goal will break everything down. Coming up next on Wild Live, including Mike Yo's post-game reaction.